Hey guys, Dr. Ducey here, MTFUcoach.com. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. I had some meetings today, so I don't just walk around the house with a shirt and tie on. That's only when it's absolutely necessary. Good meetings, good outcomes. I'll let you know what's going on with that, those projects as they develop. In any event, food. My eating style currently. Some of this will apply to you, some of it may not. You've always got to look at your own situation. When you look at the macronutrients, what is the hierarchy of importance? For me, for most people, I would say, number one is protein, obviously. Protein lends itself to your structure and your function. You are protein. You are an organic entity, and it's a building block, and obviously that's, you needed to build muscle, so protein would be number one. And most people would probably automatically think that number two is carbohydrate, and then fats are kind of at the end because fats are bad. Well, that's not really true. I actually put, especially the way I'm eating right now, the way Evan Centopani has me engaging in my eating style right now, much more higher fats. I've got some days, every other day, there's almost zero carbohydrate, and that's really kicking ass for me. I've got veins coming out very quickly. My body responds very quickly to higher fats and lower carbohydrate. Sources of fat, whole eggs. Okay, I'll get back to that in a second. Olive oils, almonds, and of course the omega-3 fish oils. I use Celsius Nutrition. That is a plug. Go to his site. Go to Igor's site. He has great supplements. I'm very happy with them. Whole eggs. Listen, back in the Bob Hoffman days, Bob Hoffman, he ran York Barbell, and he was the big AAU weightlifting guy, and he was the Olympic coach. He had his guys eating 36 eggs a day. I don't know how anybody could possibly do that, but even back then they knew the value of whole eggs versus eating just the egg whites. Listen, a whole egg is much more digestible than egg whites. I did the egg white thing for a long time, and I don't know, maybe my results were neutral, I'm not sure, but you're much better off eating the whole egg, only because of the cholesterol in the yellow. And it's always been thought that cholesterol kills your heart, gives you heart disease. That's kind of been debunked. Now listen, you may have a genetic proclivity in your family to develop heart disease. That may not apply to you. You've got to do your due diligence and find out what works best for you. Get a checkup, get your blood panels done, know what works for you, know what your goal is. But in general, that's not really a problem. And in fact, the cholesterol, you need that. It's a substrate. It's one of the elements that helps produce testosterone in the body and the sex hormones. So look, we all want high testosterone, and you need cholesterol to do that. Olive oils, listen, I'm a guy who, I'm 56 now, and as you get older, your waist gets bigger. It just does. You may have a trim waist, but I will tell you this now, if you've trained throughout your entire life like I have, your waist will not be as small as it was back in the day. My waist used to be 30, now it's about 34. So any chance I can get, I want to have less volume in my stomach. So if I can get my fats in by taking just a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, that's fantastic, because I'm getting those calorie-packed fats in a very small volume of what I'm ingesting, as opposed to eating a bunch of food. So that's a good thing. And then there's almonds. I use the almonds as well. They're a good source of fat, and some other nuts too. Peanuts, actually, especially if you want to put some weight on. I'm trying to avoid that. So you've got those four elements that I use anyhow. And sometimes I throw in avocados. As far as the olive oil goes, I'm not going to get too much into it. And listen, everybody's great here. All the members, they're all handpicked by me. They're all good people. But sometimes you ask me to go over things in depth that I've already talked about. So as far as olive oil goes, I can't go into it ad nauseum. But go to my YouTube. I have a couple of videos where I'm in the food store talking about olive oil and how you choose the best olive oil, high quality, where you're going to get what it says on the label, because a lot of it is just not very good. You want to have a high quality olive oil to make sure you're getting those fat calories. So there you have it. Those are most important for me as far as getting energy, and I get really lean doing this. That's number one. Number two, somebody asked me in an email, hey doc, and people are new to the site, to the membership sites and MTFU, and they don't really know the deal, and they're like, why are you doing all this stuff with the animals? And then you're doing fitness and you're doing motivation. It's kind of incongruent. Well, it really isn't, because my whole philosophy is you build a business to empower yourself with money. Martin Luther King said it himself. He said, it's wonderful to do good things, but without money, it's very hard. So you build a business, you empower yourself with money. You don't want to weaken yourself by helping others. You want to stay strong and be able to help others. You cannot pour very well from a half full cup or even an empty cup. You want to remain strong. So you build the business to the point where, listen, you make money and then you buy the big house and you get the wardrobe, you get the really nice cars, the jewelry, the woman or the man or whatever you're looking for. And after a while, money becomes less interesting, and you still have to make it, of course, because that's what society recognizes as far as being able to do commerce and trade and get things and give things. And then you want to find, in my case, I feel it's my responsibility to empower my sphere of influence, as I always like to say, what I spoke about ad nauseum in the MTFU book. And I do that by helping animals that are in despair directly here, locally anyhow, Animal Haven. And so that's what we do. We try to generate extra funds where we can put them out and help others who have to be lifted, because you're only as strong as your sphere of influence. And if you're able to do it, do it. It makes you feel good. And it's all about getting things done, because most of the time, if you have any type of stress or frustration in life, it's often because you feel disempowered and you can't get anything done. You see all these terrible things happening. And it's good to be able to plug yourself in and make a little bit of a difference at least. So that's the great thing about it. And in any event, next video you'll see me with a torn t-shirt or an MTFU t-shirt, or sometimes I sit here naked, as you know, so there's a little something for everyone. But your thoughts, questions, considerations, and statements, we put down below. I will address them all. And of course, your libel is always welcome as well. It's going to come anyhow, so I might as well embrace it. And you have a great day. Thank you.